And welcome to the first game, or the only game of tonight's action against Wesleyan. Had some technical difficulties to start the day, but we're going to pick up in the bottom of the first with Jack Laswell on a 1-1 count. And that one's taken high, 2-1. Laswell went 2 for 3 last year against this Wesleyan team. Spartans lost 5-2 that game last year. And he hits that one into center, and it's carrying to left center. And that one's going to get down all the way to the wall. Laswell's going to at least have 2. He's going for 3, but he's going to turn and head back to second with a leadoff double. That one was smoked into the gap and with the wind. Continued to carry, and Laswell is on second to start the game with nobody out. And J.J. Valencia steps in. And the first pitch taken is high to Valencia. When we get a chance, we'll tell you about the starting lineup. And that one's taken outside. Ball 2 to Valencia. That one's going to be a ball in the dirt, and it's going to be a pass ball or a wild pitch there. And that'll bring Laswell up to third. And that'll be a 3-0 count to Valencia. And the 3-0. That one's taken for a strike. Three-one count to Valencia on a cold day here at Keno Sports Complex. And a 3-1's hit, popped up near third base. And that's going to be taken for out number 1 as a pop-up to the third baseman. He's out number 1. Talk about the starting lineup here for the Spartans. We have Jack Laswell leading off, as he just led off with a double. J.J. Valencia, who just popped up to third. Kellen Mitchell, Justin Jensen, Thomas Kempf, who had a big game yesterday with big 2 games yesterday with 6 RBIs. Luke Carroll, Jared Clevenger, Jordan Goldstein, and Zach McCoy to round things out, as the first pitch to Mitchell is ball up and in. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. As that one's taken in the dirt. Ball 2 to Mitchell. And the 2-0. Swung on, but swung through by Mitchell. Up and in on him. And the 2-1. Swung on by Mitchell, fouled back to the left. That'll run the count to 2-2. Laswell is the runner on third. Good way to start off this game for Laswell. And the pitch, hit on and fouled back again by Mitchell. Still going to be a 2-2 count. And we'll do it again. And that one's going to be taken in the dirt for ball 3. We're going to have a full count here to Mitchell. 1 out. After the pop-up to third by Valencia. Wild pitch got Laswell over to third. And the full count pitch. Swung on and hit to left field. That one's going to cut a little bit. Left fielder has it, but Laswell is going to score on the sac fly. Spartans lead early, 1-0. And that'll bring in Justin Jensen, who also had a big game yesterday. Big 2 games. And that's swung on and taken for a strike. Now he's going to be taking low to Jensen on the curveball from Redfield. One count to Jensen. That curveball is taken high. 2-1. That one's taken right down the middle for strike 2. 2-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And that one's going to be taken on the outside corner, and Jensen goes down looking. Spartans score 1, and they lead 1-0. And we're back as we head to inning number 2. Top of the second. And Nathan Schneiderman is the starting pitcher for today. We'll get to talk about him here in just a second. As the first pitch is a strike to start this second inning. And that'll be a ball. We're on the count to 1-1. Schneiderman winds and deals. That was check swung, but the home plate umpire said he went. So we'll have a 1-2 count for Schneiderman. And the pitch is up high, 2-2. And the offering up high again. After this batter, we'll get to know a little bit about today's starting pitcher for the Spartans. That one's taken high for a leadoff walk. Schneiderman's second walk issued this far. Nathan Schneiderman, number 44, he's from German Valley, Illinois, the senior lefty. 1-0 this year, 0 ERA, and 4 innings pitched. Most of them are in relief, but today he is starting, 1 walk issued, and 4 hits with 3 strikeouts. And the first pitch to this batter is a strike. Runner on first. Schneiderman deals. That one's hit on, foul to the left, and that'll get out of play. 1-1 count. 0-1 count. Spartans lead 1-0 here in the top of the second. And the pitch. That's swung on through by the lefty. Lefty left. And that'll actually be a strikeout. That's Schneiderman's 4th of the game so far. And we're not even through 2 full innings. But he has issued 2 walks. Schneiderman from German Valley, which is about 45 minutes west of Rockford. And the pitch is ball high to Garcia, the 7-hole hitter here for Wesleyan. And the pitch. Curveball right down the middle. And that'll even the count at 1-1. 1 out here after the big strikeout by Schneiderman. And the pitch is a bunt foul. And the batter's out. They say he stepped out of the batter's box. And I guarantee there's probably going to be and the ump and the head coach of Wesleyan are there to talk out. I don't know if it hit him outside the box or if it hit him or if he stepped out of the box on the bunt. But either way, it's a 2 down here for Schneiderman. Runner still on first. With the 8-hole hitter Scher coming up, number 16. Lefty-lefty matchup here. That's going to be taken high on the curveball for ball 1. Schneiderman's nickname's the Big Donkey because he was clutch last year, closing out a lot of games. And that second pitch is taken as a check swing, fouled back to the screen. And we'll have a 1-1 count with a runner on first and 2 outs here. And the pitch. Fouled back again. And Schneiderman's ahead of this hitter. As I mentioned earlier, Dubuque played the same Wesleyan team. Few guys missing this year, but they lost 5-2 last year down here in Arizona. And the 1-2. Ooh, is in. And that hits the 8-hole hitter on the right shoulder, and that'll send runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the second. UD looking to push the winning streak to 4 games after taking game 1 down here against St. Thomas 4-3. And the pitch from Schneiderman is a slider on the outside. Hitter shakes his head after that one. Spartans won 19-9 game 1 against Bethany Lutheran and 12-5 in game 2. Scoring explosion, putting up 31 runs is what the Spartans needed. And the 0-1. It's way outside there from Schneiderman. Big shout out to Mr. Keeter for letting me use his hotspot today. Sorry for the delay. We were having some technical difficulties and weren't being able to connect to the internet. So thank you to Mr. Keeter. That one's fouled off to the left. Don't know if there's any room for Clevenger to get out there, and there isn't. And Schneiderman's ahead of the 9th-place hitter, Keith. A lot of lefties so far in this lineup for Wesleyan. 2 outs, 1-2 count, 2 runners on. And the 1-2 from Schneiderman. Take it inside, almost nicks the batter. We're going to go even here to 2-2. Schneiderman told me before the game that he traveled 25 minutes just to get to high school every day. And there's definitely a lot more cows out in German Valley than people. And the 2-2 is swung on, and Schneiderman has K number 6 through 2 innings. After 1.5, the Spartans still lead 1-0. And we're headed to the bottom of the second as number 35, Thomas Kemp, steps in. Big 2 games yesterday, putting up 6 RBIs. As he definitely needed that and jump-started that offense yesterday. And the first pitch is high, ball 1 to Kemp. From Chicago, Illinois, went to Lane Tech High School. And that one's swung on in the dirt. Kemp's a big White Sox fan. Considers himself an all-Chicago fan, but mostly a White Sox fan. And the 1-1. That one's down and in on Kemp. But it'll be a ball. Bringing the count to 2-1. That one's also taken low and outside. 3-1. That'll be a walk to Kemp to start the inning. And he'll get on and bring up the catcher, Luke Carroll. As we look at today's keys to a Spartan win, we only have one key, and that's just to put the ball in play. Making the defense work for those outs and not letting it be an easy out for the pitcher. And Luke Carroll takes the first pitch, a ball low in the dirt. That one's high, but with these lively backstops here, as it gets to the backstop, Kemp will not advance. Carroll went 1 for 4 in game 1 against Bethany with 3 RBIs. And the 2-0 is taken for a strike. Catchers for the Spartans have definitely both proved playing time. That one's going to be taken just nicking the top right corner for strike 2. Carroll, the junior from Dubuque, Iowa, righty on righty matchup here. And that one swung on and a strikeout for Carroll. And that's second of the day for Redfield. In steps the Tallahassee native, number 21, Jared Clevenger. Had a big first game down here against St. Thomas with a 2 RBI double to get the Spartans started. That one's check swung by Clevenger and back to the screen. One out here in the bottom of the second. Spartans lead 1-0. Kempf on first after the walk. And another check swing by Clevenger. Umpire says he went. He's down the count 0-2. Chilly day up here. That one's also check swung. And they say he went around again for out number 2. And that'll bring up Jordan Goldstein, the freshman. He's been hot down here in Tucson, and he'll be starting at third base tonight. That one's low for ball 1. That one swung on by Goldstein and back to the screen. Goldstein's from Huntley, Illinois. 5'8" freshman. That one's up and in on him. Bringing the count to 2-1 on the freshman right-handed hitter. Wearing number 33. No sleeves tonight for Goldstein. And he swung on, and that one will get through the hole in between the first and second baseman. That'll move Kempf up to second. And the inning is going to continue for the shortstop, number 10, Zach McCoy. Just the second hit of the game tonight for the Spartans so far. Two outs. Kempf, the runner on second. Goldstein, the runner on first with 2 outs here. And McCoy takes that one. The inside part of the plate for strike 1. It's from Modesto, California. That one swung on and popped up. Foul out of play to the right. McCoy's behind in the count 0-2. And the pitch from Redfield. Swung through, strike 3. Spartans strand 2, but are still up 1-0 going to the third. And we're back here in the top of the third. So Wesleyan comes up. And the first pitch is a swinging strike from Schneiderman. Correction, he has 5 Ks on the day through 2 innings. That one's popped up. Laswell's calling for it. And he has it. And that'll be a quick out, number 1. For the Spartan defense here in the third inning. As that was the leadoff man. In steps the number 2 hole hitter, Alonzo. And he shows bunt, pulls back, but it's still called a strike. And the 0-1. Inside corner, just missed. Schneiderman needs to keep getting ahead of these hitters. And that one's high. Schneiderman needs to keep getting ahead of these hitters in order to get some more outs, make it easier on himself. That one's swung on by Alonzo for strike 2. 2-2 the count with 1 out here in the top of the third. That one's fouled to the right, and we'll do the 2-2 again. 54 degrees here at Keno Sports Complex with 7-mile-an-hour wind today. By the time this game finishes, it'll be around 46 degrees. And the 2-2. Swung on a high pitch from Schneiderman. That's strikeout number 6. And 2 out here in the top of the third. Late game here due to the rain from yesterday. We got about an inch here in Tucson. That one's fouled to the right by Koff. That'll be taken for strike number 2. 1 out away from getting out of this inning. And the pitch. Swung on, chopper into the hole. But it was just enough on the chopper for the 3-hole hitter to make it to first base on the infield single. So that'll extend the inning to the catcher, Pratt. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat, as he was part of the 3 Ks that Schneiderman had in the first inning. Shout out to Miss Schneiderman also for bringing me cookies up here in the observation deck. As Schneiderman delivers slider strike 1 to Pratt. And a slider again from Schneiderman, swinging this time from Pratt. And that's strike 2. And the 0-2 from Schneiderman. Up high, and Pratt's able to lay off. We'll face this same Wesleyan team tomorrow at 5 p.m. local time. 7-inning game today. And the runner's going. It's a fly ball to left field, slicing a little bit, but Clevenger is there, and that's out number 3. As we head to the bottom of the third, Spartans still lead 1-0. And we're back here in the bottom of the third. Laswell to lead it off as he doubled and was brought home on the sac fly from Kellen Mitchell, his first time up. Exactly what Laswell needed, as he hasn't been getting all the hits to drop here lately. But he's hitting the ball hard and just not letting the hits come. But it was a good start for him today as the senior from Crystal Lake steps in. That one's inside to Laswell, almost hit him. And the 0-1. Sorry, the 1-0 is taken in the dirt. Count runs to 2-0 to Laswell. And that one's check swung and headed off towards the Spartan dugout. And that'll run the count to 2-1 in the bottom of the third of this 7-inning game. Laswell was 2 for 3 last year against this Wesleyan lineup as the Spartans lost 5-2 down here in Tucson. And Laswell hits that one, and it's fouled back to the screen, running the count to 2-2. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back again from Laswell, as the Spartans were able to score early on after the leadoff double by Laswell. And the pitch. Swung on and hit to the shortstop. This is going to be a hard play for him to make. And Laswell is going to make it there. I don't know if that'll be ruled an error or not, but Laswell was probably going to beat that ball out either way with his speed. So that'll make Laswell 2 for 2 early on here. And that'll bring in Valencia. And the pickoff from Redfield. And Laswell's back in safely. Valencia popped out the third his first time. And he shows bunt and gets the bunt down to the third base side. Low throw. And Valencia is going to make it there safely on the throwing error from Redfield as it pulled the first baseman off the bag. And Valencia makes it on first on an error by the pitcher. He made it tough with his speed. The 5'6", I believe, junior transfer from Marysville, Washington. As Kellen Mitchell steps in. And they're going to look back the runner at second, Laswell. No outs here, 2 on for Mitchell, who brought in the first run on the sac fly to left field. And the first pitch showed bunt to Mitchell, or from Mitchell. And that'll be a ball outside as he pulls back. Good speed on the base pass in Laswell and Valencia. as Mitchell looks at third base for the sign from Coach Paul Wachowski. And the 1-0. Swung on and fouled to the left. Almost on to field 4 to the left of us. And the 1-1 to Mitchell. And Laswell's looked back again by Redfield as there's no one covering. Got 8:40 local time here in the third inning. For those listening back in the Midwest, you're probably at a 10:40 time, if you're awake still. And the bunt from Mitchell pulls back, and they're going to throw down to second, try and get into Laswell, but he is back there safely. And that'll be a 2-1 count to Mitchell as he's able to pull back the bunt. Big shout out to the UD softball coaches staying up late in Florida on their day off. It's about 11:40 there. They have 2 games tomorrow at 4 and 6 in Claremont, Florida. And the 2-1. Mitchell shows bunt again, but is able to pull back, and the count runs to 3-1. Mitchell from Batavia, Illinois. About 3.5 hours east of Dubuque. And he shows bunt and pulls back, but it's a call to strike. Running the count to 3-2. Mitchell was a very good 2-strike hitter last year. Chokes up on the bat a little bit. Sort of like how Anthony Rizzo does for his 2-strike approach. And the pitch. Swung on and hit in the gap. That'll at least score Laswell from second. Valencia on his way to third. Mitchell on his way to second as the throw is a little wide. And Mitchell's able to get in there with a no-out double, scoring Laswell from second base. Heads-up base running there by Mitchell. To know it was in the gap and harder for the right fielder to throw the ball in. And he's able to make it to second. In steps Justin Jensen. He struck out looking his last time, but had a big day yesterday. And the coach from Wesleyan will visit the mound. If you're listening out there, follow us on Twitter at UD__baseball to get all your UD baseball news, post-game interviews, and don't forget about that Spartan Minute that everyone wants to see. We're so close to 500 followers, so if you could, get as many people out there to follow us as you can. As the meeting at the mound is over and the catcher's walking back to home plate. As Jensen steps into the box. The junior center fielder. From Morrison, Illinois. And the pitch to him is swung on and hit to right field. That'll be caught. And that'll get Valencia in. Nice sac fly again from Mitchell. That's from Jensen. And that'll bring the Spartan lead to 3 and 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And the UD bats are coming alive here. As Kemp steps in and a ball in the dirt. And the 1-0 to Kempf is high and outside. And he swung through that changeup on the outside. Kempf went 0-3 last year against this Wesleyan lineup. But not that same starter today. We might see him tomorrow. As the 2-1 from Redfield to Kempf. Swung on from Kempf down the line, but just foul. Yeah, a 2-2 count with 1 out and Kellen Mitchell on second base. And the 2-2 to Kempf. Taken up high. That'll be a full count now with 1 out. Through yesterday's game, he's hoping to continue the success at the plate. And the pitch. Inside in the dirt. And Mitchell will make it to third, and then there's going to be a throwing error by the catcher. And that'll score Mitchell as the Spartans now lead 4-0. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the third of this 7-inning game. And the pitch to Carroll is high and in for ball 1. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Fastball from Redfield. And the 1-1. It's taken up and in again for a ball. And the pick over. And Kempf will get back in there safely. Redfield's a sophomore from Woodstock, Connecticut. And the pitch. Ooh, is in, and it hits Carroll again. That's his second hit by pitch in as many days. That'll push runners to first and second with 1 out here in the inning. Bringing up Jared Clevenger. He was 3 for 3 in the game last year against Wesleyan down here in Tucson. As the Spartans have opened up a big inning here in the third. And the pitch from Clevenger. Two-seamer on the outside corner. And the 0-1. Taken low in the dirt by Clevenger. Pretty chilly day here at Keno Sports Complex as the lights are on here. And the pitch is swung on and hit to left, but foul from Clevenger, and that'll run the count to 1-2. Jared enjoys playing Fortnite in his free time. He is an avid player of that. And the 1-2. Swung on and hit back to the screen from Clevenger. He's always looking for those dubs in Fortnite. And the 1-2 again. It is in the dirt, and Clevenger is able to hold up. That one's in on Clevenger, and that hits him in the elbow. And that'll send the bases loaded as back-to-back hit by pitches brings up Jordan Goldstein. He singled in his first plate appearance. Wearing number 33, one of the very few Spartans to not be wearing long sleeves here tonight on a chilly night. And the first pitch to Jordan. As Redfield looks back Carroll at second as the shortstop was streaking. As the catcher wants to go talk this out with Redfield on the mound. Take a minute to look at our upcoming schedule as we'll play this same Wesleyan team tomorrow at 5 p.m. local time. Our final day down here in Tucson, we're going to take on Concordia, Wisconsin, 9 a.m. local time, which is 11 a.m. back in the Midwest. And then we'll start into conference play the weekend after in Wartburg. 6 o'clock start Central Time. There'll be a night game underneath the lights there in Waverly, Iowa. UD looking for back-to-back conference championships, as they've had a good start to this season so far, running 3-1-1. As the head coach from Wesleyan is coming out to the mound to talk with them now. And they're going to be taking out the pitcher Redfield here early in this game, making it through 2 1/3 innings. And we'll be back to tell you about the new relief pitcher for Wesleyan. And we're back here in the bottom of the third as Jordan Goldstein steps in with 1 out and the bases loaded. And the new Wesleyan pitcher is Dan Lombardo, number 28. Goldstein's been a hard out the whole time down here in Tucson. 3 for 5 yesterday against Bethany Lutheran as he takes ball 1 in the dirt. That one will just miss the outside corner on the curveball. 2-0 to Goldstein. He had a triple and 2 singles yesterday. And the 2-0. Curveball right down the middle. That'll send the count to 2-1. Bases are juiced with Spartans. And that one's going to be in the dirt for ball 3. And Goldstein's got himself a hitter's count here with bases loaded and only 1 gone. And the pitch. Taken on the outside corner and the pick back to first. And the runner Clevenger gets back in there. So we'll have a full count with 1 out. Bases loaded as Spartans. Kempf on third, Carroll on second, and Clevenger on first. And the pitch. Swung on by Goldstein and hit to the right and fouled off. On to field 6. Earlier, Nebraska played a doubleheader. Nebraska Wesleyan played a doubleheader against Bethany Lutheran and dropped 2 games to them. As the 3-2 to Goldstein. Swung on. Might fall. And it's going to drop. Fair ball. Kemp scores. Goldstein to second. Carroll scores. And Goldstein, a 2 RBI double here in the third. Brings it to 6-0 Spartans. Bringing up the 9-hole hitter, McCoy. And the pitch. Bunts. And he's going to get the squeeze down, and that'll get in Clevenger. And the only play was the first. That'll be an error on the first baseman as 2 runs are able to come in. But McCoy's going to stay at first base. And that'll make it 8-0 Spartans. The pitcher had a beat on it, and the first baseman was a little bit off the bag and was still trying to find the bag before he got the ball. And it just dribbled on past him. That'll bring up Laswell. That'll be a first pitch strike to him as the Spartans have batted around here in the third. Jack broke the hits record last year for the Spartans in a single season. And that'll be a wild pitch back to the screen, and that'll move up McCoy to second base. Spartans lead big here, 8-0 in the third. Laswell's a Minnesota Vikings fan. And the 1-1. Swung on. And fouled off to the right. Laswell's very good no matter what count he's in. Very good at putting the ball in play and doesn't have a lot of strikeouts on the year. And the 1-2. Taken up high. Count runs even at 2-2. McCoy, the runner, at second. Single to the outfield could score him, as he has above average speed at second. And the pitch from Lombardo. Taken in the dirt by Laswell. Count runs full. Just as yesterday, the Spartans have been very patient. In the batter's box today. And the 3-2. As Laswell's called out on a strikeout, just nicking the outside corner for out number 2. That'll bring up J.J. Valencia. Popped out to third and reached on a error by the pitcher. That one's going to be taking a curveball in the dirt. On the mound right now is Lombardo for Wesleyan. As the number 2 hole hitter, Valencia is up. That is swung on. That'll get right over the shortstop's head, scoring McCoy. And Valencia will be at first with an RBI single. Scoring McCoy from second base and pushing the Spartan lead to 9. Bringing in Kellen Mitchell. That one swung on and hit to the left side, but that'll get out of play. Still 2 outs here in the inning. And the inside corner is hit by Lombardo. Getting ahead of Mitchell on this one for an 0-2 count. And the pitch. Swung on. That might drop, but the left fielder has it for out number 3. As we head to the top of the 4th, Spartans lead 9-0. And we're back here in the top of the 4th as Schneiderman steps back on the mound after the Spartans scored 8 runs in that last inning. If you're following the UD Athletics, softball team's got 6 games left down in their spring trip in Orlando and Kissimmee. Tomorrow they take on LaSalle College and Marywood University. That one's hit on to right field. Valencia back. And he's under it, and that's out number 1. Quick out number 1 here for Schneiderman is a good thing after a long last inning. And the next pitch is fouled off to the right towards Wesleyan dugout. And the next one will be in the dirt for ball 1 as the count runs even to 1-1. And that one's up high. On the 6-hole hitter. And that one's up high as well. I'll run the count to 3-1. Not a spot Schneiderman wants to be in right now. But he's got to fight his way back into this at bat. And the pitch. Taken high for ball 4. 1 out walk. Brings in the number 7-hole hitter, Garcia. The freshman, A.J. Garcia, has only had 1 at bat as he takes ball 1 inside. And the pitch. Schneiderman's back in the strike column as he's able to even up this count at 1. 1 out, runner on first, looking for a double play ball here. And the 1-1. It's up high again. Laswell and McCoy in the middle of the field combined for 3 double plays yesterday. Very smooth out there in the middle infield. And that one's going to be down in the dirt, and Carroll's able to block that one. Keeping the runner at first put. The rain out yesterday. And the Spartans were delayed a little bit today and got their game changed to this one at 8 o'clock. And the pitch from Schneiderman on the inside corner for strike 2, running the count full. And the pitch on the inside corner, Goldstein over. And he gets him. Great play by Jordan Goldstein on a tough play on a slow roll there down the third base line, but he's able to get him for out number 2. That'll bring up the eighth place hitter, Scher. Jack Scher, another freshman for Wesleyan. And the first pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. Runner on second with 2 outs here. And the pitch. Taken outside. On the fastball. And the pitch is swung on. 1-2 to the freshman. And the 1-2 from Schneiderman. It's up high. And the pitch is hit on to the first baseman, Mitchell. And he's able to make the 3 unassisted putout, just getting the runner at first base. And that'll end the top of this 4th inning as the Spartans lead 9-0. And we're back here in the bottom of the 4th as the Spartans will send up Jensen, Kempf, and Carroll to the plate. Shout out to our former assistant coach, now the Platteville head coach, Chad Harris. Thanks for tuning in to today's game as we're going to have another pitching change for Wesleyan. As number 13, Scott Shield, the freshman from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, will take the mound. And Jensen strides to the plate, and he's going to start off the bottom of this 4th inning. Jensen's 0 for 1 in this game with a sac fly RBI. And he takes the first pitch fastball down the middle for strike 1. And he swings through strike 2 on the slider. Bring it to 0-2. As I was saying before, thank you to our former assistant coach, Chad Harris, for listening. He was able to stabilize our team a little bit last year. And Jensen swings through that one in a half-hearted swing. And that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. He was able to stabilize our pitching staff and send us as regional champs, or not regional champs, but regular season conference and tournament champions as Kemp steps in, and that'll be a ball in the dirt. He was originally from Arkansas, where he started out his coaching career at AIB. And the 1-0 to Kempf. Slider in the dirt. Kemp doesn't have official at bat as he walked in his first 2 plate appearances. That one's high. 3-0 to Kemp. And that'll get a strike 1 on Kemp. And the 3-1. Swung on by Kemp, hit off the pitcher. The first baseman has it, and he's able to make the play at first for out number 1. That one hit off the inside left knee, or right knee, I should say, of the new pitcher. And Scott Shield, let's hope he's all right out there. That one was a hard ground ball back up the middle, and he wasn't able to get out of the way in time. So 1-3 on the putout. As the infield's drawn in to see if their pitcher is all right. And the umpire's going to give him a few warm-up tosses to make sure that he's good to go. And it looks like Shield is good to go. As Luke Carroll is going to step in 0 for 1 on the day after getting hit by a pitch in the last inning. And the pitch to Carroll. Taken on the outside corner for strike 1. And the next pitch is taken for strike 2 as it pops out of the catcher's mitt and heads back to the screen. Oh-2 count on Carroll, the catcher from Dubuque, Iowa. And the 0-2. Swung on and a hit to the second baseman as it gets right underneath his glove and into right field. That'll be an E4 as Carroll reaches and extends the inning here with 2 outs. Bringing in Jared Clevenger. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout and hit by pitch. Righty on lefty matchup as Carroll's over there at first base. And the first pitch to Clevenger is taken right down the middle for strike 1. Jared from Tallahassee, Florida, wearing the 3/4 sleeves today. And the 0-1. Taken just outside on a good slider from Scott Shield. Looked like it could have nicked the strike zone, but anyway, we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Taken by Clevenger for ball 2 on the inside corner. Jared's a big Florida State Seminoles guy as they are from Tallahassee. And the 2-1. Taken a little bit high. Running the count to 3-1. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw Carroll off with this pitch. Shield from the stretch. Taken outside, ball 4 to Clevenger. That'll bring up Jordan Goldstein. 2 RBI double his last time up. And that big 8-run inning for the Spartans. And the pitch to him. Taken in the dirt outside for ball 1 to Goldstein. Freshman has been playing phenomenal down here in Tucson. As Carroll gets a big lead at second. And the pitch. Taken in the upper outside corner for strike 1. And the pitch. It's taken for strike 2 on the curveball. Two outs here in the inning. With 2 men on, and that of Carroll and Clevenger. And the pitch. Up high on Goldstein, running the count to 2-2. Continues to get colder and colder here in Tucson. Still a little bit windy. And the 2-2. Swung on by Goldstein. Out in front of the plate for the catcher, and he's able to throw on for the 2-3 putout as Spartans leave 2, but still lead 9-0 after 4. And we're back here in the top of the 5th as Schneiderman hits the first batter of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order. One on and nobody out. That's a strike. And Carroll throws over to first, but does not get the runner at first. And that one's taken for a ball. And the 1-1 count. Hit on to short. McCoy, tough play. That's going to be a base hit. as it was a tough play for McCoy. Slid over and kept it in front of him, but wasn't able to make the play. As we start the inning with 2 runners on and nobody out. That one's up high from Schneiderman. As the 2-hole hitter Alonzo steps in. I have a correction from earlier. This will be a 9-inning game. As we're in the top of the 5th right now. And that pitch just misses high from Schneiderman. Hasn't had a lot of runners on base today. That one's high and out. Only giving up 2 base hits. But it was also walk 3. And the 3-0 from Schneiderman. As that's a strike. And Alonzo was taken all the way. That one's popped up. That'll be right back in front of us and almost up into the observation deck. As that'll run the count full. We were looking for a souvenir and we couldn't even get one. 3-2 count on Alonzo. That one just misses the outside corner, and that'll be bases loaded and still nobody out. As head coach Paul Wachowski and the catcher Carroll go out to talk things over with Schneiderman and settle him down a little bit. If you're up and awake right now, let us know where you're listening from through Twitter, and we'll give you a nice shout out for staying up late with us here in Tucson. As that one misses for ball 1. That one's hit. And that'll be dropped by the first baseman, Kellen Mitchell. As that would have been a nice play if he would have been able to get over there and and that one's hitting to center. And Jensen jumps but can't make the play. 3 runners are going to score. That runner's going to end up on third. After Jensen misjudged the ball and 3 runs are going to come in to score. That'll be an error on the center fielder, Jensen. But the play was made earlier by Mitchell. So we'll have 1 out. 9-3 Dubuque lead now. That first one's going to miss for a ball. That one's up high. That's swung through for strike one. That one's on the inside corner. First strike two. That one's high. Running the count to full. With the runner at third after there on the center fielder Jensen. And the pitch. Swung on. That's going to get up the middle. Score the fourth run of the game for Wesleyan as they're starting to make a comeback here. And that'll be a strike for Schneiderman to the 6-hole hitter. And the 0-1 will be taken for a ball. And the 1-1 is a strike. One out here, runner on first. And the pitch from Schneiderman is high. Running the count to 2-2. Wesleyan's put up 4 runs in this inning already. And the pitch from Schneiderman. Swung on. And strikeout number 6 from Schneiderman. Two outs here in the 5th. And that first pitch is in the dirt. From Schneiderman to the 7-hole hitter Garcia. Last time up, hit the ball to third baseman Goldstein, who made a terrific play to get him out at first base as he pops this one up into right field. Valencia on the move. He's got a beat on it. And he makes the play for out number 3. Spartans give up 4 in that inning, but still lead 9-4 going to the bottom of the 5th. And we're back in the bottom of this 5th inning. And we'll tell you about the new Wesleyan pitcher, number 21, Doug Hartshorn, lefty senior from Gardner, Massachusetts. As McCoy steps in to be the first batter to face him. Not nearly as many fans as it is very cold out here in Tucson, Arizona. First few days we were down here, it was nice and warm. And the first pitch from Hartshorn. Has a curveball strike to McCoy. And that one's hit on into the right center gap, but the right fielder has a beat on it. And that'll be out number 1. As McCoy flies out to right field. Bringing up Jack Laswell, who's 2 for 3 on the day. He's got a single and a double. May still be a chance that he can hit for the cycle with this wind blown out. That curveball's in to Laswell. That one's taken for a strike. Laswell definitely has found his rhythm down here in Tucson. That would be taking a curveball for a ball just on the outside corner. These last 2 games he's played in, he's definitely seemed to figure something out. That one's going to be taking a ball low. Another curveball from Hartshorn. Seeing the ball very well. Has the 3-1. Taken outside. Oh, I guess it wasn't taken outside, and it'll catch the corner. Sending the count to 3-2 on Laswell. And the full count. Swung on by Laswell. Hit down the first base line, but the first baseman will take it to first for the 3 unassisted put out. That'll be 2 out, 2 quick outs here for the Spartans in the 5th. Bringing in J.J. Valencia. J.J. is just his nickname, as his first name is Isolino. And the first pitch to him is up for ball 1. One of 3 Spartans to have a triple down here in Tucson as he fouls that one back. Combination between some bigger fields and the wind have been able to give the Spartans a lot more triples than they have in the past. That one swung on, hit hard to left field, but that'll be a line drive out right to the left fielder for out number 3. As we head to the 6th, Spartans lead 9-4. And we're back here in the top of the 6th. As Wesleyan comes to bat, we'll have a new pitcher for you. Number 27, Sean Logan, the sophomore righty from Calgary, Canada. He's 5'11", as he finishes up his warm-up tosses. And we'll get underway here in the 6th. He'll start with Scherer, Keith, and Capitelli. It's his first appearance of the year. And the first pitch is down low, ball 1. So Schneiderman goes 5 innings. Gives up 4 runs, and that one's hitting to center. Jensen comes in on it, and that's out number 1. Schneiderman gives up 4 runs, but all were unearned. And Logan is pumping the strike zone right now as he starts Keith off with strike 1. As he steps back on the rubber and deals the 0-1. And batter Keith steps out. And the pitch from Logan. Slider just misses the outside corner. 1-1 count. We're already on lefty matchup. That's swung on and fouled to the left. On to field number 4. And the count runs to 1-2. And the pitch from Logan. Swung on a chopper up the middle. Hard play for Laswell. And that'll be an infield single. It was a nice play by Laswell. Just didn't have enough on that throw to get the runner Keith. So 1 gone. Still 1 on for Capitelli. And Logan from the stretch. Ball 1 outside. Being from Canada, Sean is a big Calgary Flames fan. And the 1-0. Taken up high on the slider. Three-quarter sleeves worn by the pitcher, Logan. That one's taken to the second baseman, Laswell, to McCoy, to Mitchell. The Jack and Zach attack have struck again as they roll the double play. And that'll be out number 3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Dubuque leads 9-4. And we're back for the bottom of the 6th as Kellen Mitchell leads off. Lefty on lefty matchup to start the inning. That one's a curveball taken on the inside corner for strike 1. Kellen's 1 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs. That one's swung on the inside corner on a changeup. And that'll send the count to 0-2. And swung on, hit back at the pitcher again. And it hits off his foot and goes into left field. And that'll be a single for Kellen Mitchell. It's the second time a Dubuque hitter's hit the ball right back up the middle. As in steps Justin Jensen. And the pitcher, Hartshorn, seems to be all right. And the throw back over from Hartshorn. And Mitchell's back in there easily. And the first pitch to Jensen, the changeup taken outside for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a RBI on a sac fly. That's hit to right field, and that's going to get down. And Mitchell will make his way to third. And Dubuque will start the inning with runners on first and third, bringing up Thomas Kempf with nobody out. Kemp's 0 for 1 on the day with 2 walks. Lefty on lefty matchup as Kemp steps in. And Jensen's off with the pitch. And he's going to get there easily. As now we have runners on second and third with nobody down here. And that pitch is fouled off from Kemp.
No, it's been doing fine till now. Because when I look at my, it get fine for 5 minutes.
As the big lefty steps back in, we'll have the 1-1 from Hartshorn. And the pitch. Curveball swung on, hit into left field. That'll be caught by the left fielder. Mitchell on his way in, and he gets around the catcher for a sac fly, and that'll extend the lead to 6. And head coach Paul Wachowski's out to talk about something with the home plate ump. Not really sure if it was Mitchell having to get around the throw at home or not. Either way, he made it around on the sac fly from Kempf. So 1 out here in the inning, 1 in. That'll bring up Luke Carroll. As Jensen stayed put on that sac fly, so we'll have a runner at second. Dubuque looking to push across at least 1 more run this inning. as the catcher for Dubuque steps in. First pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner from Hartshorn. And the 0-1. Swung on by Carroll. Fastball up in the zone. With Clevenger on deck. That one's taken high and outside. Luke's 0 for 2 on the day. And Jensen's off with the pitch, but Carroll fouls that back to the screen. He might have made it there if Carroll was able to lay off that high curveball. And Jensen will have to go back to second. And the pitch as they check on Jensen at second. No real throw as Jensen was back to the bag before the second baseman got there. And the 1-2 to Carroll. Swung through for strike 3. That's 2 gone here for the Spartans in the 6th. Bringing up Jared Clevenger, the lefty facing the lefty Hartshorn. Jensen gets a big lead off second. Clevenger takes that one in the dirt for a ball 1. Thank you to everyone out there listening right now. I know it's late wherever you're listening from. And the 1-0 to Clevenger. He was taken all the way, and he takes that one for strike 1. And that one's on the inside corner for ball 2. 2 outs here in the inning. 2-1 count on Clevenger. And the pitch. And the dirt on a curveball. Great block by the catcher, Pratt, as he was able to keep that ball in front of him and keep Jensen from advancing to third. 3-1 count now to Clevenger. As Hartshorn steps off the back of the mound. And the 3-1. Taken for a curveball strike. We'll have a full count pitch to Clevenger. Goldstein on deck. And the full count pitch. Taken to Clevenger, hits it to the second baseman. And that's an easy 4-3 putout. And the Spartans strand one but get one back as we head to the 7th. Wasn't letting me cut off. I clicked like 7 times. Same guy. Yeah. Sorry, I literally cannot see it all. And 1 wild pitch tonight. 1, 2 wild pitches. No, that wasn't him. 1 wild pitch for Schneid. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ks on the day. And we're back in the bottom of the 7th inning, as we'll have Goldstein, McCoy, and Laswell to start it up for the Spartans. That'll be ball 1 outside. That'll be a strike. Goldstein wanted to swing at that one, but couldn't pull the trigger. And he swings at this one. That one's going to drop into right center field just over the head of the second baseman. And Goldstein will have hit number 3 of the day. And that'll bring up McCoy. McCoy's 0 for 3 on the day. From Modesto, California. And he shows bunt and pulls back, as that's a curveball high. As he bunts this one back to the screen for strike 1. So that'll pull the count even to 1-1 on McCoy, as Goldstein's the runner on first. Dubuque leading 10-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. And the pick over to on Goldstein, actually. And he's back in there safely. And the 1-1. McCoy shows bunt. And that one's fouled back to the screen as well. And the 1-2. McCoy shows bunt again and gets this one down. And that's a good sack bunt with 2 strikes. And he's able to move Goldstein up to second on the 1-3 put out. So we'll have 1 out here for the top of the Spartan lineup and Jack Laswell. And that one hits Laswell in the back, as he'll become the 3rd Spartan to get hit this game. That'll bring up J.J. Valencia He's 1 for 4 on the day after reaching on an error by the pitcher and singling. And swung on and hitting to right field down the line. And that'll drop fair ball. That'll be a single for J.J. Valencia as the right fielder couldn't get to it, and it just lands fair. So he's on with a single, and that'll bring up Kellen Mitchell with the bases juiced. Mitchell's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs. And the 0-0. That one runs in and almost hits him. Lefty on lefty matchup between Mitchell and Hartshorn. That one's curveball high. And that one will be outside as well. 3-0 count to Mitchell. They're shading him to left center right now. And he's taken all the way for strike 1. Mitchell's very good at using all fields to get the job done. And that one's in the dirt. And he'll walk, and then it'll be an RBI walk for Mitchell, bringing in Goldstein. And that makes it 11-5 Spartans. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. That one's way outside on the curveball. As the catcher Pratt goes to talk with Hartshorn. Jensen is up with the bases loaded. Kempf on deck. And that pitch is swung on to the shortstop. Could be a double play. And Jensen's able to get there. And he'll score a run on that fielder's choice. And that'll bring the score to 12-5. Two outs here. Bringing up Kemp, probably one of the best 5-hole hitters in the country right now. As Mitchell was out on that last play. And the throw over from Hartshorn. And the runner Jensen's back in there. Kemp's 0 for 1 on the day with a sac fly RBI. And that one's down into the right field. And that'll score at least one. And they get Jensen at the plate. Kemp with the double. But they get Jensen at home. So Spartans lead 13-5 now, going into the top of the 8th. We'll be back momentarily. And we're back as Sean Logan heads back out to the mound for his third inning of work. He'll have to face Garcia, Cher, and Keith. It's his first time. Oh, we're going to actually have a pinch hitter here. Adam Giebel from Evanston, Illinois. He's also a freshman. Very young lineup for Wesleyan so far. And the first pitch to the pinch hitter. Taken for a strike from Logan. And that one's outside. Logan's done a very good job of coming in relief of the starter, Schneiderman. Only giving up 2 hits and 1 run on the home run. That one's fouled off towards the Spartan dugout. Sorry, 3 hits and 1 run after one of those was a home run from Alonzo. So he's done very good coming in relief. As Giebel calls time. Logan's got him 1-2. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled on to field number 4 to the left of us. So we'll do the 1-2 again. And the pitch. Swung on and hit to Laswell, but it's able to get under his glove in his center. That's going to be a base hit for Adam Giebel. As Laswell was moving to his left and just couldn't get to that ball. And we're going to have another pinch hitter. Number 9. Ryan Early from Hanover, Massachusetts. So another new hitter in the Wesleyan lineup for Logan to face. And that pitch is in the dirt. Carroll does a good job of blocking that, keeping the runner from getting a second. Early's a senior from Hanover, Massachusetts. Infielder and a right-handed pitcher, but bats from the left-hand side right now. And that's swung on and fouled back. One and one count. It's about 10:30 local time here. And the 1-1 from Logan. That swung on and fouled back. Feels like temperature out here in Keno Sports Complex is 49 degrees. And the temperature is going to continue to drop. And that pitch just misses the inside corner on the slider. Game time tomorrow should be around 60 degrees, as that one swung on and fouled back again. So much warmer day with plenty of sunshine. By the time we end the game, may be in the lights, but we'll have a good sunset. And the 2-2 again. Taking on the outside corner, and that's going to be a pass ball from Carroll, as he couldn't hang on to that slider. Full count now. So the pinch hitter early. That swung on and fouled back again. Next pitch upcoming will be number 8 of the at-bat. So good fight from this pinch hitter to come off the bench. And the 3-2 from Logan. Spiked in the dirt. And that'll be a walk. As we'll have 2 on and nobody out to start the inning. As the 9-hole hitter Keith will be up. Buke still leading here, 13-5. And that pitch is hit into left field. That'll be down. Clevenger does a good job of faking the runner at second base, making him think he was going to catch it. So we'll have bases loaded with nobody out. See if Logan can get out of this one. Top of the order with Capitelli. And that one hits the outside corner for strike 1. Infield at double play depth. We'll give up 2 outs here for a run. That one's popped up. Should be enough room over there for Mitchell. And there is. 1 down here, as that brings in the man who came up last inning and hit the home run off Logan, and Alonzo. And he starts him off with a strike. That one's just going to miss high from Logan on the fastball. Not a lot of people on the interstate behind Keno Sports Complex. And the 1-1. Hit over the shortstop, McCoy's head. That'll be 1 in. And that's still going to be bases loaded with 1 out now, as Alonzo brings in another run. That'll bring up Koff. That one's popped up, foul. Dubuque lead's been cut to 7. And the 1-1 from Logan. That one's in the dirt. Hey, that one swung on by Koff, making the count 1-2. 1 out, bases loaded. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back off the catcher. And we'll do the 1-2 again. Swung on, hit foul down the third baseline. Logan looking for a double play ball. As we're in the top of the 8th right now. Barton's leading 13-6. And the pitch. Fouled off to the right. And we'll stay at a 1-2 count. That one's fouled back, hits the umpire. It'll be pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Good fight. See who comes out on top on this battle. Logan winds and deals. And he struck him out on the foul tip. Logan won the battle. And that's 2 gone for the Spartans. Bringing up the catcher, Pratt. Two outs, bases still loaded. And the pitch. Swung on. And that's a 3-1 put out. And Wesleyan will strand 3. They get 1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Spartans lead 13-6. And we're back here in the bottom of the 8th as we have another pitching change for Wesleyan as number 19, Joe Mescal, comes into the game as he'll have to face 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Dubuque lineup, Carroll, Clevenger, and Goldstein, to start off the bottom of the 8th. Just finished up his warm-up tosses. And Luke Carroll strides in. And the first pitch from the new pitcher is a curveball in the dirt. Carroll's 0 for 3 on the day. That one's hit. Chopper just to the left of the pitcher gets Carroll 1-3 on the putout. And that'll bring up Jared Clevenger. Clevenger looks like he's about to show bunt, but that'll be outside for ball 1. And the 1-0 to Clevenger. Take it on the inside corner for strike 1. And Clevenger swung on and fouled to the left, out of play. And a 1-2 count on the Dubuque left fielder. That one's inside. Jared with the 3/4 blue sleeves as the Spartans are wearing their black jerseys today. And the 2-2. Outside. Running the count full. And that one's hit on to the second baseman. Throw over to first for out number 2. And in steps Jordan Goldstein. A freshman from Huntley, Illinois. Three for 4 on the day, with 2 singles and a double and 2 RBIs. And he takes curveball for a strike on the inside half. And that one will be a fastball in the dirt from Mescal. And that's a ball outside to Goldstein. That one hits the inside corner on the 2-seam fastball. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. For the third baseman, Goldstein. That one's a curveball outside. That one swung on and fouled by Goldstein. As we'll quickly look at our upcoming schedule, we'll play the same Wesleyan team tomorrow at 5 p.m. and finish up the Arizona trip against Concordia, Wisconsin, and then come home to Wartburg. This one's a fly ball into center, and that'll be out number 3 as we head to the top of the 9th. Spartans lead 13-6. And we're back here on the top of the 9th as we have a pitching change for the Spartans. Number 34, Brian Schulte's coming in the game from La Mirada, California. The senior righty. Comes with an arsenal of a fastball, curveball, and changeup. As he just finishes up his warm-up tosses. La Mirada is just outside of L.A. 3 more outs will give the Spartans their 4th straight win. As in steps the DH, Danny Rose. And the first pitch from Schulte is a curveball outside. And the fastball just misses the outside corner. And the 2-0 swung on by Rose. Fastball on the outer half. And we'll have 2-1 from Schulte. That's taken for a strike. Schulte pumped the fastball right by him. That'll be a 2-2 count. Schulte misses with the curveball up high. And that'll run the count full. Very good curveball from Schulte. That one is fouled back. Curveball with a big break from the La Mirada native. And the full count pitch. Up high on the fastball. Rose walks to start the inning. Looking for a double play ball up the middle. As number 12, Lay Rubinet, steps in. As that's a fastball on the inside corner, taken for a ball. That one swung on, big hack by the Wesleyan third baseman. Then we have a 1-1 count. The runner on first is Rose. That one misses the upper corner for ball 2. And a fastball catches the inside of the corner. And that'll run the count even to 2-2. And that's swung on and missed. Schulte's got his first strikeout of the 2019 season. And we have one down. As in steps Giebel. Singled his last time up against Sean Logan. And the first pitch is taken low. Brian likes to watch Netflix in his free time, especially those Netflix originals. He's all about them. As the 1-0 to Giebel. Swung on and fouled to the left side. Out of play. And the pitch from Schulte. Catches the inside corner. Counts 1-2. Schulte from the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and hit foul to the right side. So we'll do the 1-2 again. First appearance of the year for Brian. And the pitch. It's in the dirt. Good job by the catcher Carroll to keep that one in front of him. No advance by the runner. Moving the count to 2-2. And that one is hit over to past the first baseman, Mitchell. And we're going to have runners on first and third with one gone here in the top of the 9th. That'll bring up the pinch hitter, number 39, Thomas O'Brien. Sorry, that's number 29, Tommy Alpert. As he'll come in to face Schulte. Runners on the corners with one down. And the pitch. And that one's in the dirt. Wild pitch from Schulte moves the runner up to second. No advance on the runner from third. One out here in the 9th. That's a curveball. Good stop by Lou Carroll. Alpert's from New York, New York. The sophomore. That one swung on to Big Hack. 2-1 count. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Moving the count even to 2-2. And the pitch from Schulte. High and outside, moving the count full. That one swung on to the third baseman, Goldstein. And that will be a run for Wesleyan. And the runner's safe at first. That one's up and in. Batter is Keith. And the 1-0 from Schulte. Catches the inside corner on the fastball. Even in the count at 1-1. That one swung on and fouled off to the left. As it's a 1-2 count now to the 9-hole hitter, Keith. From Millersville, Maryland. And the 1-2. In the dirt. And we'll move to 2-2. That one will be in the dirt as well. And that'll move this count full. 3-2 count. One out, runners on first and second. And that of Giebel and Elpert. That one swung on. Hit to the second baseman, Laswell. Over to McCoy. Over to first. And the Spartans win this one. As the Zach and Jack attack end it, Spartans win 13-7. Dubuque's record moves on to 4-1-1 on the season as Schneiderman picks up the win. And we'll see you guys tomorrow as Dubuque plays this Wesleyan team again. Thanks for watching.